The 3D Mario game collection is easily the most anticipated game on the Switch so far, and with so many outlets claiming that this is real, I myself also believe that it's going to be a thing that's going to be confirmed hopefully in the very near future. With all that said, let's discuss my biggest concerns with this collection of games. I'm worried that there's a lot that could go wrong with these games, and I just want to get my opinions out there before it happens and see if anything I say here comes to fruition. Let me just say before I start this that I am excited for these games quite a bit. I love Super Mario Sunshine. I love Super Mario Galaxy. I cannot wait to play these games, hopefully in HD, on the go. I don't have to set up my Wii anymore with the sensor bar. It's going to be a fantastic time. I cannot wait to play these games. But there's always concerns when it comes to these types of compilations, so I want to discuss what my issues and concerns are. Number one, my biggest issue easily is Nintendo skipping out on a certain 3D Mario title. So this collection is going to consist of Super Mario 64, Super Mario Sunshine, and Super Mario Galaxy. Everybody knows which one we're missing, and that is Super Mario Galaxy 2. There are some people claiming that that is going to be in the collection, and others claiming that it isn't, and I'm definitely on the side that isn't, because if it definitely was in there, I think every outlet would be confirming that right off the bat. But most of them have just said the first 3 games and not Galaxy 2. That is a big concern to me. Why would they include all of these big titles and then not include the other big title that is hard to access if you don't have a Wii? Especially if the games are just widescreen ports. If you're doing Galaxy, then surely Galaxy 2 has to be the same method of converting. I don't see how it could possibly be any different, and it's going to be such a nightmare when, in my opinion, Galaxy 2 was better than Galaxy 1 in many areas, that we're not going to have that in one compilation. It's going to be skipped. I'll have to go all the way back to the Wii, play it in 480p with the Wii Remote and the sensor, and it's a really annoying setup, and I just want all these games compiled onto one cartridge on the Switch. Especially when you look back at Super Mario All-Stars, which did include 4 games. The original Super Mario Bros., Super Mario Bros. 2, Super Mario Bros. The Lost Levels, and Super Mario Bros. 3. I don't see why this collection also can't include 4 games. Yeah, you could argue that these 3D games are much bigger, in which I do agree, but we are in a time where these games are becoming cheaper and cheaper, especially on the Wii U eShop, where Galaxy 1 I think is around $20, and Super Mario 64 is like $10, so to add them to the Switch for $60, all 4 of them, seems like a fair enough price to me. But knowing Nintendo, they're not going to do that, and they're going to skip out Galaxy 2, and we're all going to be baffled, and we're all going to be begging for it, and it's never going to happen. I don't know why, but I just have a suspicion that Nintendo is going to go this route. It's such a Nintendo thing to do. A game you should obviously include, and they're just not going to do it. So that's concern number 1, and easily one of my biggest concerns. Second concern is that these games are going to be straight ports of the original games. And by straight ports, I do mean they'll add widescreen and they'll make the resolution 1080p, but other than that, I'm scared there's going to be no more changes. Super Mario 64 is the biggest outlier of the whole lot. This game is aged. This game is old. I would very much like an updated version of this game that isn't just a widescreen port. I want new graphics. I want better controls. I maybe even want remixed music. I would easily pay like $40 alone just for something like that, not just a port. Super Mario 64's controls have aged so poorly in my opinion. I've been playing the game quite a lot recently, and that's the one thing that always sticks out to me, is just how aged those controls are. So to give us a new game, even if they did it in the Super Mario Odyssey engine, I can't imagine that would be too difficult. The levels in Super Mario 64 are quite small. I don't know how difficult it would be just to remake them in the Super Mario Odyssey engine. Then all you have to do is tweak the controls slightly for Odyssey, and that's it. You've got a Super Mario 64 remake right there. I don't think that would be nearly as hard as building the game from the ground up, so I don't see how Nintendo couldn't really incorporate that into this collection, because it's going to be really baffling having this really blocky aged Super Mario 64 game along with Super Mario Sunshine and Galaxy, which are a lot more polished and refined in their graphics in my opinion. And then my biggest concern number 3 isn't technically to do with the game itself, more so to do with its timing of release. I don't want Nintendo to rely on this collection to be a big holiday title. At the end of the day, these are just a collection of old games. There's nothing more to them, especially if they're just straight ports. If they're actual remakes somewhat, then I'll be on a different side of this discussion. If they're full-on remakes of 64 Galaxy and Sunshine, then that's fantastic. That is a very big deal, and I would commend Nintendo a lot. But I just have the suspicion that that's not going to be the case, and it's going to be a bunch of ports. And in that case, I don't want Nintendo relying on that as a big release. Yeah, it is pretty big to put these games from other systems into one, especially Super Mario Galaxy, which means we will have a portable Wii game on the Switch. That is awesome, but again, they are ports. They are not new games. Holiday games should be big, exciting. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Super Mario Odyssey. Breath of the Wild wasn't holiday, but that was a launch Switch game and that was massive. These are the types of games I think of when it comes to the holiday season, not a collection, not a bunch of ports. And I know 2020 has been really iffy for Nintendo, but I would love for them to end on something bigger than a collection of ports. This feels like a September type game, a game to fill a void. Yeah, it's big, but again, it is just old games. So while the concept does excite me, I don't want them over relying on it as the massive game for this year. And those are mainly my biggest concerns with this collection. Yeah, it's exciting. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, I want it and I want to play them right now. But I would love for something a bit bigger, a bit more exciting, like the Crash Bandicoot N. Sane Trilogy, that literally remade the first 3 games from the ground up and still only charged $40 for them. That was fan-bloody-tastic. If they can do it, then why can't Nintendo? Yeah, I'll pay $60 for these 3 games. I will. Fair enough. But if they're just ports for $60, that's a bit harder to justify. Really hard to justify, in fact, when there's so many ways you can access Super Mario 64 and get it way cheaper on the Wii U and Galaxy. Sunshine is probably the outlier of games that are hard to access nowadays since they've never re-released it because for some reason they hate re-releasing these legacy games. Or maybe, just maybe, they'll pull a Pikmin 3 and they'll just get rid of Super Mario 64 and Super Mario Galaxy from the Wii U eShop because we can't have people buying games for cheaper, right? Anyways, those are my massive concerns. What do you guys think? What are you scared of? Are my concerns justified or not? Let me know in the comments below. I'm still excited either way, but there's always going to be concerns when it comes to new games. I'm quite cynical. I've got to judge them. I am worried that this collection is going to have some big flaw, such as not including Super Mario Galaxy 2, which is the thing I want the most out of all of this. If there are a bunch of straight ports, then I would expect nothing more than Galaxy 2 as well, but it's not going to happen. But let me know what you guys think. Do you think it's going to happen or not? Let me know. Let's discuss our controversial opinions together. Thank you all for watching this video, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace out, my dudes.